start by speaking about the evolution of the Indian art market. I think we all know how India's art market has had unprecedented growth in the last 10 years. So I'm going to start by talking about a few numbers, which can get a bit confusing, but I'll try and keep it basic. In the year 2000, there was only one auction of Christie's, where the total was $600,000. 5 years later, this particular painting of Tayyab Mehta made $1.6 million, which is 6 crores. In 2007, there were 20 auctions, and the total was $130 million, which went to 150 in the year 2008. 2009, as we all know, the markets crashed all over the world, and India was no exception at all. And the total was 50 million, a mere 30% of where the market was in 2008. In 2010, in the first 3 months, we've already done $25 million. So by the end of the year, we hope to be at about 120. So the growth has been much faster than what we had expected. The world art market is at $40 billion, and the Indian art market is at 400 million, which is a mere 1% of the world market. If you look at the GDP of India is at 4% of the world, so we hope that this 1% can grow to 4% at some point in the next few years. If you compare the highest prices fetched in the international art world versus the Indian art world, Pablo Picasso made $104 million a couple of years ago. And then just 2 months ago, Giacometti's sculpture made a little more than what Picasso made a couple of years ago, in spite of the recession in the world. Compared to that, F.N. Souza's Birth and Tayyab Mehta's Woman in a Rickshaw has made only $2 million. If you consider the kind of exposure that the Indian art market is getting now, we hope that this divide will not remain so large in a few years. Talking about the international exposure, auctions are of course not the driving force. There are museums all over the world that are doing large and exciting exhibitions of Indian contemporary art. As we speak, there are 2 exhibitions in London going on at the Saatchi Gallery and the Whitechapel Gallery, which are showing contemporary Indian art. The Saatchi Gallery has a show going on which is called The Empire Strikes Back, which you all may have seen online, which is Charles Saatchi's private collection of contemporary Indian art. And the Whitechapel Gallery has a show on Indian, Pakistan and Bangladeshi photography, which has also been getting phenomenal reviews all over the world. Apart from that, museums like Mori Art Museum in Tokyo, the museums in Korea, Vienna and Kunstmuseum Bern in Switzerland have done amazing exhibitions of Indian art. International curators have also been selecting Indian artists for their exhibitions. The Venice Biennale last year had Anju Dodia, whose work we've shown, like the Emerging Artist Award, which maybe don't have that many museums. Just to draw a comparison, New York has 2,000 museums. There's one museum for every 10,000 New Yorkers. China also has 3,000 museums now. They only had 365 in the year 1980 and 1,000 in 1990. And so the government has been supporting a lot of these initiatives taken by private individuals. They've also set up an exclusive art district in Shanghai, similar to the one that New York has in Chelsea. Those kind of initiatives are very important in our country. This is an image of the Guggenheim Museum that was opened in Bilbao in the year 1997. There are about 1 million visitors every year to a small town like Bilbao. So the tourist attraction is of course huge with these kind of initiatives. Some of the finest collections of Indian art are actually abroad, unfortunately. In the late 1980s, you could get works of Indian masters for only $2,000 to $3,000. At that time, there were collectors like Masanori Fukuoka, who's from Japan, from a very small town called Himeji, as well as Chester Hurwitz, which we learned to read. I think we all would agree with that. Opportunities in the Indian art world. Today, 90% of the India's art market is between Delhi and Bombay. Cities like Chennai, Baroda and Hyderabad and cultural base don't have enough opportunities for artists to exhibit. So there's a great curators. We are fortunate that in today's art market, the career of an artist cannot be dismissed. The incomes are comparable to white-collar jobs in corporate.